Tonight, we embark on a journey down some of America's most haunted roads, stretches of pavement that locals warn you never to travel after dark. These lanes and byways, cloaked in shadows and mystery, have long been the setting of eerie tales and spine-chilling encounters that defy explanation. Among them, Michigan's Devil's Road stands out, its sinister reputation carved deep into the country's folklore through decades of unexplained disappearances and ghostly sightings. Devil's Road weaves through dense forests and forgotten corners of Michigan, a seemingly ordinary route by day, but a conduit for the supernatural by night. Its name alone evokes an instinctive shiver, and stories told by those who live nearby suggest the road is anything but ordinary. Legend has it that travelers who dare to drive this stretch after sunset may find themselves caught in a web of spectral activity, with some vanishing without a trace, swallowed whole by the darkness that clings to the road like a living entity. The history of Devil's Road is as unsettling as the tales themselves. Local archives recount accounts dating back more than a century, disappearances of entire families, inexplicable accidents, and sightings of shadowy figures standing silently at the roadside. Some say these ghosts are restless souls trapped between worlds, while others whisper of darker forces at play, guarding secrets that the road itself refuses to reveal. Over time, the stories accumulated, passed down in hushed tones, growing more vivid with each retelling. One such story centers around Jamie, a young driver drawn by curiosity and a thirst for the unknown. Jamie had heard the warnings, but found herself unable to resist the allure of Devil's Road. On a crisp autumn night, with the moon veiled behind clouds, she set out to see if the legends were true. As her car's headlights cut through the thickening fog, she felt the weight of silence pressing in, broken only by the faint rustle of leaves and the occasional distant hoot of an owl. At first, the drive was uneventful, the road stretching endlessly with nothing but the dark forest on either side. But then, strange things began to happen. Jamie noticed fleeting shapes darting just beyond the reach of her headlights, figures that vanished when she blinked or tried to focus. The air grew inexplicably cold, and an oppressive feeling settled over her chest, as if the road itself was watching, waiting. Suddenly, the radio crackled with static, then a faint whisper emerged, too low to decipher, but unmistakably human. Jamie's heart pounded as she slowed the car, scanning the roadside for any sign of life. There, just at the edge of the trees, she glimpsed a pale figure, a woman in tattered clothing, her eyes hollow, standing motionless as if trapped in time. Jamie's breath caught, and before she could react, the figure dissolved into the mist, leaving nothing but an eerie silence behind. The experience was both terrifying and mesmerizing, a brush with the unknown that left Jamie shaken but unable to turn away. She pressed on, the road winding deeper into darkness, every mile marked by unexplained sounds, the distant clatter of chains, faint sobbing carried on the wind, and the sudden, inexplicable scent of burning wood. These sensations seemed to seep from the very ground beneath her tires, a haunting symphony that played only for those brave or foolish enough to listen. Historians and folklorists have long studied Devil's Road, attempting to unravel the mystery behind its malevolence. Many point to its past as a site of tragic events, a place where violent crimes, accidents, and even rumored occult rituals once took place. These dark chapters, etched into the landscape, are believed to have left an imprint, a spiritual residue that manifests as the ghostly phenomena reported by travelers. One particularly chilling account from local legend involves a vanished family from the early 1900s. The story goes that the family's wagon broke down along the road one stormy night. When neighbors came searching days later, they found the wagon abandoned and the family nowhere to be found. To this day, some claim to see the spectral forms of the parents and children walking the roadside, their faces etched with despair, eternally searching for a way home. What sets Devil's Road apart from other haunted locales is the persistent nature of its hauntings. Unlike fleeting glimpses or one-off stories, the experiences here are frequent and eerily consistent. Many who have driven the road after dark report a sense of being followed or watched, or have encountered ghostly apparitions that seem desperate to communicate or warn. Some drivers speak of their vehicles inexplicably stalling, only to restart once they leave the haunted stretch, as if the road itself controls their fate. This blend of historical tragedy and supernatural activity has transformed Devil's Road into a living legend, a modern cautionary tale woven into the fabric of American folklore. The road's reputation serves as both a warning and an invitation, a challenge to those who seek to test their courage and uncover the truth behind the shadows. Yet, beyond the ghost stories and eerie encounters, there is something deeper at play on Devil's Road. It embodies a timeless human fascination with the unknown, our primal fear of what lies beyond the edge of the familiar. The road's darkness is not just a physical absence of light, but a symbol of the mysteries that haunt the margins of our understanding. Every whisper in the wind, every flicker of movement in the corner of the eye, reminds us that some places harbor secrets too unsettling to be fully explained. As dawn approaches, Jamie's journey along Devil's Road comes to an end, but the memories linger like a shadow on her soul. The experience has left her with more questions than answers, a sense of awe mixed with unease. She knows that places like this exist beyond the reach of reason, where history and legend intertwine in a delicate dance, and where the veil between the living and the dead thins to a ghostly thread. For those who heed the warnings, Devil's Road remains a dark stretch of asphalt best left to daylight. But for others, it is a beckoning call to confront the unknown, to peer into the darkness and glimpse the restless spirits that roam America's haunted highways. The road's eerie legacy endures, a chilling reminder that some journeys are not measured in miles, but in the courage to face what lurks in the night. Moving from the shadowed forests of Michigan, we now traverse the haunted highways and urban legends that snake across America, where modern encounters have woven themselves into the fabric of night drives and restless roads. Famous routes such as the iconic Route 66 and the Erie Bone Church Road in West Virginia carry their own chilling tales, stories of phantom hitchhikers, cursed cemeteries, and whispered warnings that continue to send shivers down the spines of late-night travelers. Route 66, often called the Mother Road, is steeped in history and Americana, but after dark, its nostalgic charm fades into a backdrop for ghostly encounters. Drivers along this legendary highway have long reported the sudden appearance of figures standing by the roadside, hitchhikers dressed in outdated clothing, their faces pale and eyes hollow. These spectral passengers vanish without a trace the moment a driver offers a ride, leaving behind only the cold realization that no one else on the road saw them at all. One such encounter involves a trucker named Bill, who was hauling freight across the southwestern stretch of Route 66 one foggy night. As he slowed to a stop near a deserted rest area, a young woman appeared on the shoulder, her dress fluttering in the breeze despite the stillness of the air. Bill, feeling a mix of compassion and unease, rolled down his window and asked if she needed a ride. She simply nodded, sliding into the passenger seat without a word. The two drove in silence until Bill glanced over and found the seat empty, the door shut, but no sign the woman had ever been there. This tale is just one of many that have solidified the legend of phantom hitchhikers along Route 66, a haunting that plays on the primal fear of isolation on long, empty roads. These spectral figures are often interpreted as lost souls seeking passage or closure, a theme echoed in ghost stories worldwide, but given unique life on America's highways. Traveling eastward to West Virginia, Bone Church Road presents a different, but equally chilling chapter in the lore of haunted highways. Named for the nearby historic church whose cemetery is said to be cursed, the road is infamous for strange occurrences and restless spirits. Locals whisper of travelers hearing disembodied whispers carried by the wind, shadowy figures glimpsed just beyond the tree line, and an overwhelming sense of being watched that creeps over drivers as they make their way through the night. The cemetery itself is a focal point of these stories. It is believed that the ground is haunted by those who were wronged in life, their spirits unable to find peace. Some claim that attempts to disturb graves or disrespect the site are met with inexplicable misfortunes, flat tires, engine failures, or sudden illness, fueling the belief that the cemetery's curse extends to all who dare disrespect it. These tales have transformed Bone Church Road from a simple rural route into a place of eerie reverence and fear. What binds these stories together is not just the supernatural, but the very real human emotions they evoke. The isolation of driving alone at night, the vulnerability of being far from help, and the unknown that lurks beyond the headlights combine to create fertile ground for fear and imagination. As these legends evolve with each retelling, they reflect contemporary anxieties about safety, trust, and the unseen dangers of the modern world. Phantom hitchhikers and haunted cemeteries are more than mere ghost stories. They are metaphors for the uncertainties of life and death, community and solitude. The figure of the hitchhiker, for instance, embodies the tension between kindness and mistrust, a cautionary reminder that not all strangers are as they seem. Meanwhile, cursed cemeteries symbolize the enduring impact of unresolved pain and injustice, a haunting from the past that refuses to fade away. The persistence of these legends also highlights how haunted highways serve as cultural touchstones, places where folklore adapts to modern fears and technologies. The ghostly hitchhiker may have originated in oral traditions, but today's stories incorporate details like cell phone calls that drop mysteriously or GPS systems that malfunction near haunted spots, blending the old with the new to keep the myth alive. Moreover, these haunted highways have become destinations for thrill seekers and skeptics alike. Late-night drives on Route 66 or Bone Church Road are often undertaken as tests of courage or curiosity, with each traveler eager to catch a glimpse of the supernatural or at least feel the electric charge of fear that these roads inspire. Stories shared online and in local communities continue to grow, the mystery deepening as each new experience adds a layer to the lore. In this way, haunted highways are living legends, continually shaped by those who pass through. The roads themselves become characters in the stories, their curves and shadows conspiring to create an atmosphere thick with anticipation and dread. The ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, and a simple journey becomes a brush with the unknown. Yet, amid the thrill and the fear, these stories also serve a practical purpose. They remind us to be cautious on isolated roads, to respect the places we pass through, and to remain aware of the unseen forces, whether natural or supernatural, that might be at work. They warn of the dangers that come with night travel, from real accidents to the psychological effects of solitude and darkness. Ultimately, the urban legends and ghost stories tied to America's haunted highways are a testament to the power of storytelling and the human need to find meaning in the mysterious. They connect us to the past and to one another, weaving together history, culture, and imagination into narratives that continue to haunt the roads long after the sun has set. As we drive deeper into the night on these haunted highways, the stories linger like fog along the roadside, unseen yet palpable, waiting to envelop anyone who dares to listen. They remind us that while the highways may be paved with asphalt and lined with streetlights, the true journey is one into the heart of fear, mystery, and the unknown. Beyond the eerie tales and spectral encounters, haunted roads hold a deeper cultural significance that resonates throughout America's regions and popular imagination. These ghostly highways are more than just settings for scary stories. They have become entwined with local identities, inspiring films, literature, and tourism, while preserving the history and folklore of the communities that surround them. Take Ohio's Black Dog Highway, for instance. This stretch of road is not only infamous for its reported hauntings, but has also become a muse for creators and storytellers. Movies have drawn on the highway's legend of a giant black dog spirit said to roam the roadside, a harbinger of misfortune for those who cross its path. Books and documentaries recount first-hand accounts, blending fact and fiction to captivate audiences hungry for supernatural thrills. Ghost tours have sprung up, inviting visitors to experience the chilling atmosphere firsthand, turning local folklore into a thriving cultural enterprise. Central to many haunted road stories is the figure of the Lady in White, a ghostly apparition frequently reported along multiple haunted highways across the country. She is often described as a sorrowful woman dressed in flowing white garments, appearing suddenly to drivers before vanishing into the night. The Lady in White symbolizes tragedy and warning, her presence a reminder of untimely loss or betrayal. Her story transcends regional boundaries, becoming a shared motif in American ghost lore that connects disparate communities through a common narrative thread. Communities play a crucial role in nurturing and preserving these legends. Through oral storytelling, local events, and historical commemorations, the tales of haunted roads are passed down from generation to generation. These stories serve as vessels of collective memory, keeping alive the experiences and lessons embedded within the past. In many cases, they foster a sense of place and belonging, turning roads once feared for their dangers into sites of cultural heritage and communal identity. The preservation efforts extend beyond storytelling. Some towns organize festivals centered around their haunted roads, combining entertainment with education about the area's history and folklore. These events often include guided night drives, reenactments, and lectures that delve into the origins of the legends. By embracing the supernatural alongside history, communities keep their unique stories vibrant, relevant, and accessible to new generations. This interplay between folklore and popular culture also reflects a broader American fascination with the supernatural. Haunted roads embody the tension between modernity and mystery, where paved highways intersect with ancient fears and unexplained phenomena. They offer a space where the rational and the uncanny coexist, inviting us to explore the unknown within familiar landscapes. The endurance of haunted road stories lies in their ability to adapt and resonate with contemporary audiences. As technology changes the way we navigate and communicate, these legends evolve, incorporating new elements while retaining their core themes of fear, loss, and the search for meaning. Whether shared around a campfire, streamed online, or experienced on a dimly lit tour, the stories continue to captivate and terrify. At their heart, haunted roads remind us of the mysteries that lie just beyond the glow of our headlights, the unseen forces that may watch from the roadside, and the past lives intertwined with the present. They speak to a universal human experience, our fascination with what lies beyond life and death, and the stories we tell to make sense of that boundary. Through the films, books, and tours inspired by these roads, the legends reach far beyond their geographic origins, weaving into the broader tapestry of American culture. Haunted highways become more than just routes on a map. They transform into symbols of the unknown, places where history, memory, and myth converge beneath the night sky. Communities' dedication to keeping these tales alive ensures that haunted roads continue to hold a special place in both regional identity and popular culture. They serve as reminders that some stories are timeless, passed along not just for their entertainment value, but because they capture the essence of human experience, fear, hope, and the enduring power of mystery.